Welcome back, Monster Truck fans, to OffTrack RC. I'm Chris Parrish, alongside our Wizard of Monster Trucks, Mithrandir, Mike Bufka, leading us through this journey as we preview the 2026 season.
It's going to be quite an exciting season. You know, we had a great amount of success in the inaugural 2025 season. We had a lot of people show up, a lot of new faces in the mix, and just a lot of really, really close battles that showed us a great championship chase. I think 26 is going to be like 25, but just with the volume turned up quite a bit.
I expect a lot of big things. We've got newcomers coming in, but we've got all those old pros that I expect to still be very tough. Last year in Retro, we saw Taurus Jeremy Marks sweep in and grab the championship by the horns at the final event of the season, knocking Barefoot out of the number one position into number two. But Stomper Chris Lane looked very tough throughout the season, and he was really on a climb at the end of the season.
Absolutely he was. You know, we thought we had a pretty good idea of what the championship picture was looking like and who the two contenders were going to be, and then Chris Lane kind of came in as a dark horse out of nowhere and said, hey, I want to insert myself into this title picture, and I think 26 is going to be really, really similar. I think for the most part we have a pretty good idea of what the trucks are going to be like.
Well, also one of the unique things about OffTrack RC is this is an open invitation world championship. Anybody can show up. And so we don't know who's going to show up at any given time, and they may walk in and start clubbing everybody on site.
Absolutely. You know, with the popularity and the success of the 25 season, we're looking forward to having a lot of new faces here in the mix in 26.
We talked about Retro. Now, let's move to our middle class. This is the mid-range class. This is our 17-turn brushed motor sport mod class. But man, Mike Bufka, these things have gotten quick over the last few years.
Absolutely, they have. You know, we've seen a lot of evolution in the sport from being a pretty standard clodbuster based class through the arrival of the SMT10. That kind of took over as like the platform that everybody ran, and now we're starting to see some new technology enter the fold here in this class. We're starting to see a lot of dual motor LMT based trucks, and I'm really interested to see how they upset the order of things this year. You know, with Black Market RC and
Team PRP.
Team PRP, yes, with them offering chassis offerings in this class. I'm interested to see how things shake up, and who is going to have a new piece that's going to really get that power to the ground in this class.
Well, speaking of dual motor LMT sport mods, which does take a lot of work because the LMT is naturally a pro mod, so
yes,
we're
it
actually
is
bringing the truck back down to 17 turns, and it takes a lot of work to really make these platforms work. But last year we saw Chris Parrish and the Equalizer sneak in there right at the first event.
We call him the Sneakwalizer.
The Sneakwalizer with a brand new test chassis from Team PRP, the Goblin X, flipped upside down and dual motors. And it seems to have worked really well through the championship, with Equalizer kind of walking away with it in the end of the season over Taurus, and Mike Spurlock with a great showing. His first podium in the Wildfoot truck, a chassis that he brought and bought early in the season from the historical Josh Rhodes. He ran that truck for years and years, but it's an old clodbuster base.
Which is interesting to see. You know, it's a platform that for the most part outside of a retro class we've seen kind of step to the wayside in recent years, but it's neat to see something with that old format, still be just as competitive as you would have expected it to be 3-4 years ago.
Sport mod has proven to be the anything goes. I mean, there are a lot of platforms right now that are still very competitive, and I think we're going to see more of that in 2026. We'll see what everybody brings to the table as we get into the first events of the season.
Well, if you want to talk about the LMT platform and trucks being super competitive, I think we have to absolutely talk about the Pro Mod class.
It's definitely Pro Mod class time, and this is, I said the Wild West earlier about Sport Mod. That's on mechanical design, but Wild West in Pro Mod it's anybody's game.
That it absolutely is. This is going to be interesting for a number of reasons. For one, the technology aspect of it. I know a lot of people have been doing a lot of building in the off-season. Seasoned drivers have been making subtle tweaks and changes to their vehicles, but we're also seeing a lot of new drivers and a lot of experienced drivers putting together new pieces here for this season.
Well, and one of those new drivers, we saw him at the end of the season coming out of the state of Texas. It's Scott Harp. Came in strong. He's used to running with other series, but he's new to OffTrack, so he's got a lot of capability. Is he going to come in and put a hurting on everybody, or is everybody in off track, all those veterans, going to put him in his place?
Well, I'll say this. We don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I can say with absolute certainty that man out of the Lone Star State of Texas has got a target on his back this season, that's for sure. He came in, upset the natural order of things, so are the other drivers who want to stay on top going to be gunning for him? I certainly think so. I think we're going to have a lot of new faces in the mix, too, that are eyeing that top position.
It's definitely going to be big. Everyone is going to have to pick up their game this year all the way around if they want to win the second OffTrack RC championship in any class. But our final class is where things get really crazy, Mike Bufka.
You must be talking about the freestyle class.
I am talking about freestyle, and that is truly no holds barred. And we saw in our first season ever, things got nuts out there, and so did the championship.
That they did. The Laotian commotion, Isaac Ankrum has established himself as a force to be reckoned with here in freestyle, but there's a lot of people that have a target on him as well. Chris Lane certainly comes to mind when I think about people gunning for that freestyle championship.
Don't forget about Andy Salerno and the incredible JGW truck. Those guys were the top 3 in our freestyle class last year. How many points were they separated by? 2 points.
2 points.
The top 3 competitors. Incredible competition.
You can't get much closer than that. They laid it all out there. They had no qualms about spending money to repair those trucks after they were willing to throw them out there, burn them into the ground, do whatever it took. Something that's going to be interesting to see this year is I think a lot of drivers have realized the financial and mechanical toll that freestyle and running how hard they have to run here is taking on their vehicles. So this year I think we're going to see a lot more teams running a dedicated freestyle truck rather than just running a pro mod in freestyle, a truck that they could just beat the snot out of and have it come back month after month.
It might also allow them to set up the truck just for freestyle, and so we may see some wilder maneuvers out there, some great tricks, because the trucks are more specialized just for that event.
And with specialized trucks come specialized tracks, so who knows what kind of obstacles we're going to be launching ourselves off of by the end of the 26th season.
We try to keep things fresh here, and we're going to keep bringing them out. Look, here comes a bus. Just like old World Finals events, we're trying to make every event the World Finals in OffTrack RC, and it's going to be very exciting. I think there's another variable, though, that we also have to consider.
Well, what's that, Chris?
Well, there weren't a lot of rule changes from the first season to the second season of OffTrack RC, but one of the big rule changes was that we went from a drop format in the points championship, from taking the top 4 out of 5 events from the competitors to a straight up format. So 5 events across the season, the one with the most points takes home the trophy.
Sounds to me like every weekend is going to count.
Every weekend is definitely going to count, and it's all going to start with the first event, which will be coming up here soon.
Well, let's go take a look. I'm excited to see how this season shakes out.
We appreciate you joining us for this OffTrack RC Season 2 preview. Make sure you join us for all of the live event action coming up, starting with event number 1.